Question number 8, and this is a scenario for you to consider. As a freshman representative, you are asked to go along with legislation your party wants passed. You agree with the body of the bill, but you have serious issues with it because pork projects or earmarks have been added to it. However, at the same time, you are working on an important bill you need your party's support to get passed. What do you do? Mike McPadden.
Once again, you stick with your principles. I would vote against that bill because I've already promised the people that are supporting my campaign. I promised them that I would vote against earmarks. I would put the earmarks in the bill and vote against the bill because the idea of earmarks is immoral. The idea of taking money from the people who earned it and then bringing it back to garner votes is absolutely repugnant to me. So I would vote against that bill and would still work to get support for a bill that I supported. I think if you have a good bill that you're supporting in Congress, it will pass on its own merits. We had a good example of that with this latest health care bill in the Senate. It was such a terrible bill, they had to bribe the senators from Louisiana and Nebraska just to get them to sign on to this horrible bill. And then, of course, you saw what happened with the polls and the bill itself. So I would stick with my principles, and I would vote against the bills that I'm against and vote for the bills that I'm for. Thank you.
No pork barrel spending. I will not ask for a penny from the 5th District. I will vote for no bill with pork barrel spending. Folks, again, our country is in a crisis. We are going broke. Think about this, $1.2 billion a day, and that's with today's low interest rates. Economists will tell you, not if but when interest rates start shooting up. Without us borrowing another penny, we could easily double those payments, $2.4 billion a day. That's $1 trillion a year just in interest payments. Two wrongs do not make a right. I will not accept anyone spending any pork barrel. I'm telling you, I am going to Congress. I will make sure we can cut this government by 50% and still have a bloated government. We have to make hard choices. And I'll tell you, I believe in this country. If I did not believe in this country, I would not be standing up here. What makes this country great is the people of this country. And when in facing diversity, we come together. And in November, we need to come together and get this job done. Thank you.
I believe that accountability and transparency at this time in our history for an elected official is vital. That is why I put out a pledge to the people of the 5th District, sort of my contract with the people of the 5th District, with 10 things I will not do when I am elected. And I invite everyone to go to vergaforcongress.com and read that pledge. Many of you were in either Martinsville, Danville, or Charlottesville when I read the pledge for the first time in November. One of the pledges is I do not accept pork barrel project. Every year in this country, we all know the great debt numbers adds billions more pork barrel projects, and all it is a power transfer for politicians to keep their office and stay elected and garner power to stay where they are. We need to do away with pork barrel projects, and we need to have transparency on what we agree with. So, going back to the original question, I would not vote for it. I would not compromise. I would vote against it because of the pork in it, and it's something we need to do away with in this country.